How are you, man? How are you doing, you, man? You good? Yeah. You too, and you too, man. Have a good weekend. Because I'm better than him at every single aspect. I'm both different. I'm the champion for a reason, and he's gonna find.
To me, it all comes down to, can Dricus do that repeatedly for a number of rounds? And if he can, how does Khamzat?
Dricus Du Plessis isn't holding back. In a fiery new statement, the UFC champ mixed fight talk with personal digs, keeping the tension with Khamzat Chimaev high. The two even crossed paths at the Fighter Hotel in Chicago, where they shared a handshake. But fans online quickly pointed out the size difference, with many saying Khamzat looked much bigger standing next to Dricus.
You, man. You good? Yeah. You too, and you too, man. Have a good weekend. See you on fight, man. It's gonna be a good one. Let's do it.
In response to the chatter, Du Plessis brushed off the claims. He insisted Khamzat isn't bigger than him and said he doesn't care about size at all. In his view, there's no physical advantage for Khamzat going into this fight.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe the angle. I haven't seen the video, but I can promise you, you'll see. You'll see. I mean, I stood in front of him. He's definitely not taller than me. Maybe a little, maybe like half an inch, but I don't know. But yeah, you'll see. Well, I mean, and the other thing, I don't give a shit how big he is. It's not what wins fights, but yeah, I saw him. He's definitely not big.
MMA Guru also pushed back on the size debate. He argued that the video was misleading, saying the difference came down to simple perspective and camera angles. Guru blasted fans who believed otherwise, saying angles are something people should understand from an early age.
Chimaev, listen, you thought I mogged Dricus, okay? I was maybe a mini step in front of him in terms of how closer I was to the camera than he was. Maybe half a step in front of him. Chimaev was like 4 or 5 feet closer to the camera. Dricus is in the far background. And everyone's like, Chimaev's a fucking heavyweight. Chimaev's so much bigger than Dricus Du Plessis. We learned about perspective when we were 5 years old. And MMA Twitter right now, I can't find a sane reaction to Chimaev and Du Plessis meeting and shaking hands. Chimaev is like 5 feet closer to the camera than Dricus Du Plessis. Reaches out, they grab each other's hands. Du Plessis does a bit of a range checker on him. Du Plessis far in the background, and everyone's like, dude, they're going to be an inch different. They're an inch different in height. Chimaev is going to be about an inch and a half taller. Not quite as big as me, but a little bit shorter. I don't think the height difference is going to be that noticeable. I really don't. You know, I've seen him next to Whitaker. I mean, he's a big dude, and Chimaev is huge for the division, but his torso isn't that big. His frame is, his shoulders are. He's got a very narrow chest and torso. You know, he's not bulbous in his muscle groups. They're all tucked in, you know?
Dricus later revealed that Khamzat was nothing but respectful when they met. He said Khamzat told him he was glad to see him healthy and ready for the fight.
Yeah, I saw him. I mean, there was nothing but respect. I mean, he said to me that he's happy that I'm healthy and ready to go. And I said to him, right back at you. I mean, you know, it doesn't always have to be that hostile. But when the cage door closes, I'm in there to kill him. A guy like Khamzat is deserving of all this hype, you know, the way he's been doing things. But just on resume, my resume kicks his ass. It's not even a question. But, you know, it's Khamzat. He's a big name and he has a massive following. And
Du Plessis also declared that Khamzat won't dominate him. In his eyes, he's the superior fighter in every area of the game.
Because I'm better than him at every single aspect. I'm both different. I'm the champion for a reason. And he's going to find that out on Saturday night.
Analysts even noticed Du Plessis subtly testing his reach against Khamzat during their hotel meeting. He placed his hand on him, a move that reminded some of how Tom Aspinall sizes up his opponents before a fight.
Yeah, you too, and you too, man. Have a good weekend. See you on fight, man.
At the same time, Dricus said he envisions himself leaving the cage with his belt and his title. He explained that both men are fighting for the same crown, but he's confident he will be the one to keep it. He added that he doesn't care how fans view Khamzat because there will always be contenders. Right now, Khamzat is simply the next one in his way.
Playing out.
I visualize this fight with me winning the belt back. You know, when we walk out there, the belt is given. There's not a champion. When we walk in there, both of us are fighting for that title. And I know I'm going home with that belt. No, as far as he goes, I mean, I don't care what the fans see. Every time I defend that title, there's going to be a next best guy. And that's how I see him. He's the next step. He's the next guy on my way to becoming the greatest, and that's all he is. So I know it's going to be an electrifying fight. Whether it goes 5 rounds or the first round, it will be what people expect. Yeah, I mean, I got the best striker in Asia. I got the best boxer in Strickland. Now it's just the other side of the spectrum. Everybody sees this is the best wrestler. It's okay. Let's see.
Tom Aspinall weighed in as well, saying the outcome might depend on the first grappling exchange. If Du Plessis can stop Khamzat's opening sequence, it could flip the whole fight. The real question, according to Aspinall, is whether Dricus can defend those attempts over multiple rounds, and how Khamzat will respond if he can't break through.
I think a lot of it comes down to that first grappling exchange. A lot of it comes down to that. If Dricus can defend that sequence that he does, which is like a low double to back take, there's so many guys who can't defend that, or if they have defended it, once he gets that body lock and starts to get the hook in, guys just can't seem to escape that. So to me, it all comes down to, can Dricus do that repeatedly for a number of rounds? And if he can, how does Khamzat look after that?
Michael Venom Page was more critical. He admitted he still doesn't understand how Du Plessis has achieved so much with such an unorthodox style. He compared it to an amateur throwing punches at the highest level, pointing out how wild and messy it looks despite his success.
I just don't get why Du Plessis has achieved so much, because and again, I say it sounds like, I keep saying it. I keep saying it. And I feel ultra disrespectful, and I don't mean to be. I'm just trying to be honest with how my feelings on when I watch him. He seems like, and I used an example earlier on, which I feel is fitting, and as you as a fighter will understand. Sometimes you can spar some, like new guys in the gym, just like they don't have the experience, but they hit you because they do some crazy stuff. They can wing their hands and just do random stuff, and it lands because it's not a conventional punch or it's not a conventional kick. That's what Du Plessis represents for me, but at the highest level. And his fights seem messy. Like there's nothing about him that says if I was to see him on the rise, I would ever pick him to say, okay, that's going to be the guy, the next guy that's going to be a world champion. But one thing he does exceptionally well is he knows how to grind out a win. He just seems to find his way to success.
MVP even admitted this will be the last time he bets against Du Plessis. He believes if Dricus beats Khamzat, nobody else in the division will be able to stop him.
And I'm telling everybody, this will be the last time I bet against him. If he beats Khamzat, I'm never betting against him ever again. Like, I'm literally ever again. I don't care if you lot are telling me he's going to be fighting John Jones. I'm going to be like, he's going to win. I don't care. I'm telling everyone this now. I'm edging Khamzat because I've had the privilege of getting to see him as well. But DDP just seems to know how to find his way to victory. So if he wins again, then never again. Never again.
Coach Tim Welch gave a more cautious breakdown. He pointed out that Du Plessis has been taken down before by fighters like Darren Till, who aren't even strong grapplers. Still, he praised Dricus' physical growth and training. Despite that, Tim confidently predicted Khamzat will take him down in the first round, saying if Chimaev gets his grip locked, the fight is as good as done.
Dricus was getting taken down by Darren Till, all those guys, but I guess the way he's been training is pretty crazy. I mean, he's got a big neck. He's got big traps. Khamzat is taking him down in that first round 110%.
Probably in the first 15 milliseconds.
Can he defend him off his neck? Can if Khamzat gets his hands attached underneath Dricus' nose, it's probably going to be over.
It was 2022. Wasn't that long ago, huh?
Yeah, it's like, fuck, dude. He's got to survive. He's got to survive. You remember, Usman was on his way to beating Khamzat if he had 2 more rounds.
Alleged.
I mean, he was, dude.
Khamzat
was puckering
Usman
the
was
fuck
fucking
out.
puckered too.
God, I want Dricus to win. For excitement wise, I want Khamzat to win. But I'm worried if Khamzat wins, he ain't fighting again.
Yeah, I think that the thing with Khamzat is you have to keep his pace for the first 5 minutes. And keeping that pace, you can't allow yourself to make a mistake, because if you make one mistake in the first 5 minutes, with that pace, he's going to end it.
Chris Weidman gave his perspective too, pointing out how different fan perception is compared to reality. He recalled when Dricus first entered the UFC, most fans doubted him. Even after a string of wins and finishes, critics still dismissed him because of his awkward style. Few thought he'd ever hold a title.
You can't think of two guys who are at the highest level that came in with such a different idea from the fans of who they are. Because when DDP came in, people thought he sucked. You know, he was getting wins and he had some finishes, but we're like, this guy looks awful. The way it just wasn't pleasant to the eye. It wasn't a guy you looked at as who was going to become a champion. But he was able to put one win after the other and then beat one legend after the other, like what he did to Robert Whittaker. And then Adesanya, people talked about, oh my God, Adesanya's wrestling sucks. You should be able to just take him down and submit him, but nobody could do it. Mm-hmm. And he did it. Like he was doing things, he's done things that everyone said you could do. He's really that good. He's championship level, and immediately everyone got behind him. He became one of the biggest stars in the UFC almost immediately. You know, which was crazy. As a guy who was just fighting these low-level guys, you know, on Fight Island, people were all in. And he just got such a huge fan base, one with his fight style, but again, it went to him just being himself when he picked up that mic, his personality. You know, his English is not the best, but I smash you, brother. I smash everybody, you know, and with more intensity than that. But he was just a guy that you really believe could be a champion. But there was so many holdups now. You know, he went from being very active to very inactive. He had, you know, the COVID thing. He had long COVID. He got sick. He wasn't able to fight for a while. Then he had visa issues.
Sean Brady added that Khamzat usually overwhelms opponents with strength, but he isn't sure that will work against Du Plessis. He reminded fans that Dricus is also a big, imposing fighter who can handle pressure.
Steamroll DDP? Yes. Is it there for DDP to make this a dogfight and get up and keep, and like every time he gets up, he's going to get up, and as soon as they disengage, he's going to be right on them, punching them, getting them tired. Physical than all these guys? I don't know if he's going to be more physical than DDP. DDP was saying he's walking around like outside camp 230. He's thick, thick, dog.
Yeah, so,
and he's 6'1", so he's not like he's big. He be talking heavy.
He may be
funny,
he may be top 5 up there too. And
he be talking trash talking. Shit.
He be making motherfuckers.
You know what it is? It's not even just the trash talk. It's what you said is what's oozing off of him is the fact that he's dismissing you almost. Like, all right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm gonna pick DDP.
Damn.
Is he the dog?
Alexander Volkanovski gave a warning about Khamzat's style. He said Khamzat might be the best in the world when it comes to wrestling and grappling in the first round, but the later rounds could be a different story.
I think people know he's a good grappler and be like, oh, hey, he's cool. But when it comes to MMA, grappling, wrestling, I could say he would probably be, if you had one round to prove yourself, Chimaev, hands down. I've got Chimaev. You know, you got Islam's and all that. 5 rounds, you know, I think his style suits better for the longer, you know, a 25 minutes or, you know, a 15 minutes. But 5-minute rounds, big problems. Dricus knows that. What I loved listening to Dricus talk about. Dricus was talking about, yeah, is he going to take me down? Yeah, 100%. I almost tried to do the South African accent there. I'm not even going to bother. 100%. He knew it. He's like, yeah, of course. But he's like, but then he's like, yeah, that's all right. But is he going to hold me down? Or how long can he hold me down? Is he going to finish me? No. So he knows. And I love that because that's what you need to know. You need to be like, oh, no, I'm going to work so much on my takedown defense and I'm going to tell myself I ain't getting taken down. You're almost setting yourself up for failure because then you know what I mean? What? So are you even doing work on the ground?
Meanwhile, Bedtime MMA predicted Khamzat will out-grapple Du Plessis. He argued that Chimaev has the skills to land takedowns consistently, even if he isn't performing at his very best. In his view, Khamzat is durable enough to avoid damage on the feet.
I think that he has a solid enough game to not get finished or really get tagged up by DDP on the feet. And I really feel like the way that DDP fights and the way that he blitzes in opens him up. And this is why I compare it to Usman Buckley. Is I can just see DDP blitzing in and Chimaev just ducks under, takes him down again and again and again. Just double leg, boom, runs him into the cage. He's sitting on his butt. Chimaev immediately gets on his back, just controls him, starts landing little ground and pound. And DDP has to keep getting up again and again and again. And I feel like not only does that open him up for takedowns, but I can even see Chimaev landing straight jabs down the middle, which he's really good at, as well as his uppercut. Like when DDP starts to high guard as he gets tired, I think Chimaev can land the uppercut even if he's tired as well. I made a whole video discussing this, but I think his gas tank will look improved in this fight. I don't think he's a 2-round fighter, and he just dies of cardio once it leaves round 2. And I feel like when you look at DDP's fights, there's so many moments where he looks exhausted against Adesanya and against Strickland in the first fight, against Brunson, against Till, but he still wins anyways. And that I could just say the exact same thing for Chimaev. If anything, I think DDP looks more tired in those fights than Chimaev has looked in any other fight. Maybe the Bones fight is an exception, but I would say DDP looked more tired against Adesanya and Brunson and Till in moments than Chimaev has looked in any of his fights. I think DDP has so much heart and durability that I'm not going to say Chimaev just steamrolls him. I think he's really good at over.
With fight night getting closer, the back and forth between Du Plessis and Chimaev has turned into a battle of stories. Both camps are loaded with confidence, doubt, and bold predictions. From heated trash talk to respectful hotel encounters, from technical debates to mental warfare, the buildup has been as unpredictable as the fighters themselves. This clash is shaping up to be something special. If you enjoyed the breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more fight analysis, and drop your predictions for Khamzat versus Dricus in the comments.